we're gonna do some Hildibrand questing now. Over here with Hard-Boiled, exactly where we left him off, with the little Oglop hanging out behind the dumpster. Let's see. Oh, maybe I should not have a bajillion and one hunt relays visible. A need for speed. Hard-Boiled casts a resolute shadow beneath the unrelenting glare of TrueView's neon illumination. Alright. So what's our next lead, right? We've got monster reports and stuff.
Naya, I was hoping you'd drop by. It took a bit of doing, but I was able to widen the crack I made in that storage device and yank out a couple new scraps of data. The first file just so happened to be a record of Carnelian's procedure. Seems the bastard's soul was poured into one of those clot-type monsters. They've got an annoying talent for mimicking shapes and faces, which is exactly what Carnelian took advantage of when he tricked us with his fake Kameka.
Have a good lurk. Appreciate you. Thank you for the birthday wishes.
Never fear, Inspector Hildibrand is here.
And Nashu?
The other file I pulled had details on yet another monster-fled criminal.
This muck was nabbed for repeated vehicular violations, riding his air-wheeler too fast, making reckless maneuvers, endangering others, that sort of thing. According to the data, he's running around in the body of a cactuar now.
Judging by what we've seen of that researcher's schemes, he'll have dispatched the prickly speed demon somewhere outside the dome. But where? Rejoice, my good detective, for I, Hildibrand, agent of enquiry, come bearing the very direction you seek.
Do you now?
I have it straight from the mouth of the real Kameka that an ambulatory cactus piloting a flying contraption was supposedly observed streaking through the sky on a southerly bearing. Alas, despite hastening to confirm this sighting, our intrepid sheriff arrived too late to see the needle-covered individual in question. The report was summarily dismissed as fanciful imaginings of inebriated townsfolk. The insistent chirp of veteran instinct nonetheless impelled me to investigate. Thus did my faithful assistant and I venture further south to question the colorful crowds of Tuliodal.
Tuliolal!
Ahem, yes. There to find sober witnesses eager to tell of an airborne succulent.
They said it was moving at an incredible pace, set astride a vehicle like the ones the mechanical invaders had ridden. It was last seen zipping past a dirigible before vanishing into the clouds to the south.
Alexandria's soldiers ride on air-wheelers, so unless there's another flying cactuar out there somewhere, I think we have our man. Good work. Praise for the boy. Almost too good, in fact.
What do you mean?
Over there! Is that a new case I spy? Huh? Oh my god. Hardly had to bait the hook. They're the real deal, all right. Although, come to think of it, I don't know why anyone would bother impersonating either of them to begin with. At least the lead seems solid enough. But if we're serious about catching this guy, we'll need an air-wheeler of our own. Come on, there's a shop nearby that does custom jobs.
I mean, I have the standard issue one.
Are you telling me I can get him in different colors? Finally? Finally? Maybe finally? I doubt it, but it would be nice. Alright, is our Oglop? Our Oglop has moved out. I wonder if Nashi's stalker is out and about again. Probably not. Or at least not over here. How we doing, folks?
Oh, I could go for a nice bowl of custard.
Who's Nashu? Custard? I'm so confused. Hildibrand, what's your deal? Did he say they do custard jobs? Oh, that's why. Okay. Custom! Hildibrand, is there something in your ears? This is the place. I used to be a regular here, but I ain't been back in a while. Let's see if they still remember me.
Let's.
Well, well, look who the wind blew in. Mon homme, I've come for my steed. That battered old scrap heap. It's been rusting on my garage floor for so long, I doubt I could manage a slow trot, let alone a gallop. Happy to give it a tune-up if you've credits to burn, but I'll need you to supply some parts. A new high-voltage battery and superconductor coil at a minimum. The chronometer's ticking. I'll see if I can't get my hands on a battery, but can I ask you to track down the coil? Oh, what's that mean? These soft-boiled dopes wouldn't know a suspension spring from an anti-gravity gimbal, but you I can trust to find the right part without cracking under the pressure. Got my number, do you? Or, I'm on it, detective. Nah, let's be cheeky. Got my number, do you? Just telling it like it is. I know a tough egg when I see one. Hardy-boiled seems desperate to get this air-wheeler up and running, so I'll give you a tip. You want a coil quick-like, then salvaging the rides of defective sentries is your best bet. I'll even lend you this handy gadget to help you out. Set off the distress signal on the west side of Old Alexandria, and you'll soon have some murderous mechanical company to dismantle for parts. I love dismantling murderous machinery. Let's go! I'll take these two along with me on the battery hunt. Good luck out there. Poke, poke. Stop staring, we got a job to do. Alright, let's pop in here. Hey, Monam, do you have something new to say? That gizmo I gave you will broadcast a distress signal that'll attract malfunctioning soldiers. As far as I know, some old units still wander around the west side of Old Alexandria. Try setting it off there. Okay. Hi, Melody. Monam's been working like Milala possessed lately. Hearing about your exploits really got him fired up. Cool. Alright, so we get to head outside, it sounds like. Use the distress beacon at the designated location in the ruins of Old Alexandria. Oh, we get to go quite far out there. Alright. Oh, I didn't peek around for the potential stalker. Bummer. we go. How far into the ruins? Pretty far. Probably should have just teleported to Electro Strike.
Oh well.
Originally employed to request reinforcements, this modified beacon emits a distress signal coded to attract the attention of defective sentries. Huh.
Neat.
Oh, in the thick of it too. Wow. Alright. Ooh. Any more? Alright. Well, that was much less difficult than I was anticipating. I thought there might be a few more. But no, just one. Only one showed up. A rainbow bike. Basic bike. Actually, it kind of looks like you should be able to go in these. Normally, the ones that don't open have, like, closed plastered all over it. Whereas this one says, open! We don't have our other buddies? They're not here? Alright. Well, get your hands on a coil? I sure did. A superconductor coil. An essential air-wheeler part salvaged from a military-grade vehicle. Ooh. Aye, that should do the trick. Now where did your mates run off to? Can't be that hard to find a store what sells batteries. You should probably head over to the Nexus arcade and see what's keeping them. Hardy Boyled's taking his sweet time buying a battery. Funny, you don't seem the type to window shop. I'm sure his companions got him into some sort of distraction. Where's the... all the way over to the shops. Fascinating. Ooh, shockingly empty. Cool. Alright, so there's hard-boiled. Why are you looking at a new bike? We're here to fix your current one. Also, where is... Hard-boiled? Where's Hildibrand and Nashu? Sir? Nah, any trouble picking up that coil? Nothing you couldn't handle, I'll wager. As for the battery, I bought one easily enough. The problem was convincing the inspector and his gal to stick around after he caught a whiff of a tantalizing familiarity. Long story short, they wandered off and haven't come back. Suppose we ought to go look for them, eh? Very weird that you let them do that.
Oh. I spied the stalker. Right there. There he is. There he is. There he is. Oh.
Is that a corpse? A smiling corpse?
Ha ha ha, you needn't fret, detective. This dapper zombie is an old acquaintance of mine.
Allow me to introduce myself, good sir. I am a proud member of the Gentle Dead Men and disciple of Master Hildibrand. I have been on the road, seeking out new recruits for our merry moldering band. Said search is what brought me here, and into the midst of this unexpected, yet most welcome reunion. I don't usually hold with necromancy, but he seems harmless enough. So, if you're done catching up, we've got a case to work on.
In actual fact, our conversation was almost entirely case-adjacent. Employing his nose for festering fellows, this gentle zombie traced the stench of necromantic decay to the very facility in which I once slumbered.
Yes, I became fast friends with one of the reanimated researchers there. During the process of getting to know each other, he spoke briefly of the only person left alive after the incident. According to my new charnel chum, all the lab workers perished when an accident resulted in the leakage of a highly toxic substance. All, that is, save for a single man who habitually wore a protective gas mask. Keshkai is his name. He was second in charge after the overseer himself, yet disdained by his peers as a condescending know-it-all.
Hi, Waba. Thank you for the versary helping us see.
It creeps up on me every year. It's around my birthday, and every year I forget.
They did, however, grudgingly recognize his passion for his work. Even after devoting a full day to official experiments, he would pour his remaining time and energy into some mysterious side project. And he was the sole surviving researcher, you say? Sounds like we finally have a name for our mastermind. Courtesy of the shambling undead, no less. No matter how many years I do this job, well, thanks for that. Glad to be of service. Now, if you'll excuse me, my new recruit and I have a cafe tour planned.
I love the gentle zombies. They're so silly. Bro walks in, dripped out of his mind. Nashu's here, still in ARR rags.
So that fella was an honest-to-God's walking corpse, huh? I've met weird folks in my line of work, but do you always keep company with such oddballs?
Yeah, kinda happens.
That was out of line. It's just, I reckon there are forces in this world you're better off not messing with. Anyway, let me take these parts back to Monam and get my wheeler repaired. Shouldn't take too long. I'll ride him back here to make sure he's running smoothly, and you can see the magnificent beast in all its glory.
How's it been going? It's been going. It's energy management 24/7, but plenty to keep busy with in 14, so I've been doing that. Let's see, is there any pop-up text for you, you little creep? You little... Nothing. Alright, well, he's there. We spotted him. That's something.
Our gentle zombie friend was as reanimated as ever.
Detective Hardboiled seemed somewhat nervous. Excited to reclaim his pride and joy, perhaps? Perhaps. Oh, yours has a gun. I see.
Cool, would you look at that?
He pouted. There's our Oglop buddy.
What do you think, Naya? I call him Night Stallion. He's a custom job built for yours truly, and has far too much horsepower for the average mook to handle. Anti-gravity capabilities are standard, but when it comes to ground speed, he's been tweaked to achieve the highest possible performance. The trick is to install quick heating motor coils. But won't the increased heat compromise the magnetic field's integrity, you ask? While that's a valid concern, a hotter drivetrain responds completely differently when you open the throttle and... You, get those filthy hands off my ride.
I merely thought to enhance your beloved steed with a touch of Salamanderville.
So, you've had this amazing machine this whole time? Why haven't you been riding it until now?
So fresh-faced and innocent. The spitting image of my assistant.
Her? That one? Right there?
I'll never forget the day I hung up my spurs. It was right after I'd caught Carnelian. I'd been simmering in thoughts of vengeance, fit to burst my shell at any moment.
Akita slide! No fucking way! Over the railing, wall spinning. Incredible. There it goes! Oh, that was hot.
Big house is too good for the likes of the Crime King. See you in hell, your majesty. Should have pulled the trigger when you had the chance. You've gone soft, hard-boiled.
This flashback exceeds the legal length.
with illicit embellishments, no doubt.
Oh! Stick to the facts, or wrap it up, Gumshoe. Stick to the facts. Oh my god. To cut to the chase, my assistant was avenged. Slinging the crime king into the slammer took me off the boil, and riding cold just ain't my style. But now the Carnelian's on the streets again, it's time for me to get back in the saddle. They were saying that Cactuar punk flew over Thule whatever, then blew past a dirigible on the way south, right? What kind of territory are we looking at? South is Yoctoral. Lots of big trees, are there? Then let's make this Yoctel's dirigible landing our starting point. I'll take Night Stallion and meet you there. The goofs between them are so good. Alright, a need for speed. Part 1 done. I don't remember exactly how many there were supposed to be in this. It's a few.
I wish I had a shiny airwheeler like the detective. I'd finally be able to keep up with the inspector.
If you have 7.5 million gil, you can go buy yourself one, Nashu. You totally have 7.5 million gil, right? Meteorites and meteor wrongs. Hildibrand is eager to take to the air. It's the, yep, he's still there. Alright. Right, shall we find our way to this cocktail dirigible landing? See you there. Cocktail? Oh my god. Yoctel? Yoctel became cocktail? Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Yak's tail, Inspector.
Oh, well, you're closer, Nashu. And, yep, the stalker followed his prey. At the dirigible landing in Yoctel. Alright. I'm gonna do a Tuliolol one, because that'll spit me right back out at the landing. To the dirigible landing.
Yes, very good, very good. Sailing through the air is a lovely way to travel.
Don't mind me, I'm just looking for a certain pink-clad Lalafell in the area that may or may not have followed you. It's quite dark, so this is not the easiest task. Is he not around? He might not be. My favorite sighting of him still to this day is when he was getting zapped when he was in a Heritage Found in the outskirts. He was sitting in the back of one of the Electrope salvage carts. That was my first time aboard a dirigible. It is not so different from an airship, if said airship had jettisoned its own means of propulsion.
Ah, you made it. Even this jaded old gumshoe had to appreciate that view coming in over the treetops. Anyway, I talked to the locals while waiting for you lot to arrive, and one fella had seen Mr. Cactuar flying down to the lower forests. I'm told the biggest place out of that way is a settlement called Mamuk, so that'll be our next destination. Let's head over there, walk the streets, ask some questions. You know, the usual.
Very good, detective, but what's become of your wondrous wheeler?
Night Stallion would draw more attention than I'd like. I'll use the autopilot function to call him if I need him, but otherwise I'll make do with my own 2 feet. You know, you might be afraid of making a splash and drawing attention, but me, I'll take this Cosmo board down. That's fine. Or, nah, I'm gonna teleport.
I'm gonna teleport. I will simply supply the local economy with 100 gil.
While also on my Cosmo board.
Alright.
Did you lot enjoy your walk? Also, is there another person who took a walk down here?
I don't know, maybe he didn't get on the dirigible. Maybe he's stranded. Somewhere in Shaloni or Tuli.
Cooler. It's awfully dark here beneath the canopy.
Sure is. Such a dense proliferation of forest giants. I am reminded of the Twelveswood.
The Twelveswood wishes. Most of the big trees there got knocked over in the calamity. That must be Mamuk. They build things different down here, huh?
They sure do.
But we ain't got time to admire the architecture. Spread out and find someone who's clapped eyes on that cactuar.
Alright. Time to hit the streets and interrogate the locals. I mean, ask them not at all invasive questions. How far out of the way do I have to go to find this person? Come on now. They're not even in town. Merelja. I love clocking the creeper. It's a fun game. It's also really fun to like succeed and find him when he's around because other people don't necessarily do it. So in the event that somebody is hanging out, they can be like, oh, I didn't know. And then they get that little extra, that little bonus of, here's a thing. Here's the thing you missed. Here's the thing you get to experience now. Makes me happy. Hey, have you happened to see a large cactuar riding a strange vehicle?
Yes, I've encountered the fiend you describe. The forest has its share of fantastical creatures, but this one was undeniably out of place. I observed it smashing one of the giant meteorites with a club, then racing away with the broken pieces. Make of that what you will.
Huh.
I don't know why the fiend was breaking meteorites, or what it intended to do with the pieces, and I think I'd prefer to keep it that way.
That's fine. A mystery best left unsolved for Merelja. Who's next? In-house? Ooh.
Hemilja, do you say anything new?
Nope. Okay.
Linelja?
Have you seen a giant cactuar riding a strange vehicle?
Why, yes, I did see an unusual creature riding a strange vehicle throughout the forest through the forest at breakneck speeds. The vehicle's terrible noise is what first drew my attention, followed by the incomprehensible yelling of its pilot. Yet the sight of this posturing man-plant was so absurd I found myself more bemused than frightened.
The posturing of this man plant.
As I said, the vehicle's racket and its pirates yelling startles me, but I could never be scared of something so ridiculous.
I applaud your courage in the face of absurdity. Who's left? Ah, Bakurja! I love when you're involved in quests. Have you seen a very large cactuar on a strange vehicle?
Ah, the subject of recent gossip. I crossed paths with the creature myself, and it was indeed odd, but the machine it rode upon was the true wonder. He pulled up alongside me and my weaver, challenged us to a race, then zoomed off with astounding swiftness. If you're planning to catch that fiend, you'll need an equally miraculous mount. Such incredible speed. My weaver might as well have been standing still.
I see. Let's report our findings. This cactuar wants to zoom, preferably in a competitive situation, it seems. Hard-boiled, where are our friends? Where are the other two? Okay, hold on. I do want to look around and see if they're doing their own investigation. Speaking of a large cactuar. Teehee. Burial. That's where we came in. Crawl, Ethel. Alright, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk just progressing because I don't see Hildy or Nashu. So, what's the rap? It's a speedster who wants to race. The testimonies I gathered were very much the same. There is a cactuar racing around out there, that much can be certain. But if he's making stops to bag meteorite fragments, then this ain't no simple joyride. Talk to me, Naya. Something about those rocks I ought to know. They have a unique ethereal, signature? Potency? Some kind of special etheric radiation, eh? We haven't pieced together Kai's big plan yet, but he seems real interested in those space stones. Which means we've got a good chance of finding his spiky goon by stalking out the spots where the meteorites are. If we nab the cactuar, we can make him lead us to the researcher, and to Carnelian. When I say us, I mean me and Night Stallion, of course. Once we find him, the rest of you won't be giving chase without an air-wheeler. I need no such contrivance. These legs have been conditioned by an intensive chocobo-bearing exercise regimen. Okay. I have an air-wheeler too, by the way. Not that it matters. Well, good luck to him. Still think he's a weak-willed punk, but I can't deny that uncanny body of his is made of sterner stuff. You wouldn't know the half of it. Let's get on with it then. I hear there's a few good-sized meteorites alongside the road that leads out of town. We'll start at the near end and hope the Mook puts in an appearance. Sounds like a plan. Alright, so sure. Let's see.
Just doing a little peek, seeing if Hildy or Nashu are actually around. Though I don't know where they would run off to. Ah! Okay, they're here. Yay!
Who knew meteorites were so big? Or bumpy?
Fancy meeting you here. I too deduce that this may very well be the scene of our criminal's next crime.
Huh. Is that clumsy oaf trying to hide?
Apparently.
No wheeler riding cactuar around here. Let's move on. Ugh, that idiot inspector. Took off like he had the case all sewn up, but running fast didn't find him any leads, did it? And here I thought he was onto something.
That way, Nashu. I think I may be onto something.
Huh?
I did no such thing. I joined no fate. I simply flew by.
Alright, let me peek around one more time, see if, I really am starting to feel like the stalker got left behind in Solution 9 or something. Haven't seen him since that last cutscene before we struck off out here.
Is it almost time to eat?
If you could endure but a little while longer, Nashu.
Is that dolt trying to keep out of sight or not?
They're discussing lunch, apparently.
No sign of him here either. On to the next meteorite.
I detect a hint of criminality in that direction. Onwards, Nashu. We mustn't let the detective beat us to the punch.
Okay. Oh, hi.
I say, these bananas are really quite good.
Oh my gosh, you're eating the nodule? And Nashu snagged a taco?
Mmm. Travel tacos.
Ridiculous. I could murder an egg right about now.
Well, why don't you? Everybody else is taking a lunch break. Over here in this bush. Alright, let's take a peek. Any large cactus people riding air wheelers over here? Look out and stand aside, or it's 1,000 needles in your hide! Make way for the unmatchable, uncatchable Spike!
Okay.
This one looks ripe for the smashing. Hold it right there. I'm gonna need you to hop off that air-wheeler. Huh? Ah, you must be the blowhards I was warned about. Think you can give orders to the succulent speedster? My ride is maxed out with black market mods, and there ain't no one faster. Keep up if you can, slowpokes.
Brother just threw down his weapon.
If that's the way it's gotta be, challenge accepted. To me, Night Stallion, it's time to burn rubber.
Okay, bye.
I'm right behind you!
And I'm right behind you, Inspector!
Yeah! Damn it, the stallion's at full gallop and I'm still trailing.
'Twould seem you require my assistance after all.
What the? You caught up to me on foot? Fine. Change of plan. Where's my damn python?
Oh. We'll just tweak the weapon's elemental settings like so. With you steering and me providing the thrust, that fiend will soon learn a harsh lesson. Nothing outruns a fired-up Mandeville man.
They're so ridiculous. Gah!
How did we turn around back to Mamuk? Oh, that's where Spike went. I see.
Are they actually gaining on me? Come on then, I feel the needle for speed.
And they're suddenly up in the Shopwright cinder field.
We did it! The victory is ours!
Sorry, Night Stallion. Right at the solely. Oh no. Bye, boys. Ah.
I can't believe it. My undefeated record. My legendary win streak. It's over. And yet, I feel strangely content. Enough. You win. Just hand me over to the coppers and be done with it.
Huh? I can't believe it's been raining this whole time.
So the researcher forced you to work for him, like he did with the other fiends. That's right. Told me to smash and grab the meteorites from the forest, but not what he wanted them for. All this way to nab some delinquent goon and no leads on Keshkai or Cornelian to show for it. Not to mention my beautiful ride getting trashed. That one's on you, Hildibrand.
Perhaps we can try running together next time.
Oh, if you're looking for Keshkai, I know exactly where he'll be. Waiting for my meteorite delivery over by the cliff southwest of here. Oh. Why didn't you say that sooner? I bet Carnelian is there with him. He won't escape me this time.
I leave this criminal cactuar in your custody. Fiendish appearance aside, 'tis a man's soul within, so please treat him accordingly. Now, let us follow the detective to these cliffs, shall we? Ah, there's the Oglop. I must ensure these villains are served a gentleman's justice.
Uh-huh.
Alright. To the I would not call that... Okay, sure. That's really far away. There are so many cliffs. This entire area is cliffs separating the sunken forest from the... Oy, oy, oy. Aha! He did follow us. There he is. Holding up the light. There's plenty of perfectly good foliage. And he's just stood out here with 2 branches in front of his face. Incredible. Wait, is the... The Oglop is jumping on him too! That's so goofy.
Do you smell it? The scent of criminality is in the air.
Full belly. Happy heart.
You still can't believe she found a taco. Alright, I don't see anybody else at the moment.
Shh. I can hear them just up ahead. Let me get the drop on them before we all go barging in.
Oh! Rain Be Gone cutscene. Lovely.
He's late. We must assume something went wrong. These meteorites will provide the perfect energy source, and I would prefer to harvest a surplus.
but it is too great a risk to linger here.
Freeze, mage. You so much as twitch your lips and I'll light you up.
No! I've worked too hard to give up now.
God, can't believe that guy did raids. He is getting away. He'll keep. I've got the one I want. But don't think I'm taking you in just so you can escape. Never again.
Murder is not the answer, detective.
Oh my god.
Where did Cornelian... Oh boy.
You almost had me. If not for this bumbling fool you tolerate. Soft as ever. Ah, that's why the rain had to go away. So it could come back. You and me are done, Hildibrand. Stay out of my way. My recent inadequacies as an inspector appear to have earned the detective's ire. 'Twas you he turned to for assistance with this case, Naya. It is only fitting that you remain at his side for the duration. And I will. Meanwhile, Noshu and I shall persist with our independent inquiries. Oh, buddy. Oh! Free teleport, let's go! Do we have another? The Oglop remains stationed by the dumpster. Alright, my guy. You're not in a good mood anymore, huh? You lost your bike. You lost the guy again. Hildibrand definitely muddled that one up. He doesn't grasp the concept of you know, doing a murder as preventative measure. Sorry for the sudden exit back there, but that yoke for brains had me steaming. Yeah, I could tell. Not gonna say anything. Not gonna defend Hildibrand. What you looking at? Oh. There he is. Okay. For the love of... I see you skulking over there, soft-boiled. But of course you did, because I intended you to. Ha 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 ha! Isn't this a delightful spot of serendipity? We were simply following the villain's trail, and look how we've all run into each other, completely by chance. Uh-huh. Well, we were only passing through after all. We shall apprehend that masked mastermind with our own tried-and-true methodology. You shall see. Naya, I want you on the case with me from here on out. When it comes to a proper guide beyond the dome, as well as being tougher than yours truly, no one else fits the bill. You might need to cool your heels for a bit while I work on salvaging more data, but Hard-Boiled always gets his files in the end. See you around. Aww. The boys are fighting. Meanwhile, elsewhere... At long last, my scheme has come to fruition. No longer must I endure the company of incompetent colleagues. All is in readiness. The replication of my brilliant mind is at hand. Never again will I be known as the Carniloca Corpus's second best. My name shall ring across the lands, carried far and wide by an army of unrivaled geniuses. Something amusing. Oh, just the fact that you repaired a device capable of miracles, yet your plans for it are so very banal. You dare mock me? What a bore he was. Now to realize a dream worthy of this marvelous technology. Ah! That's the poo-poo UFO. Gentleman hero, Hildibrand. Detective Hard-Boiled, they call me. Cool and tough as a cucumber wrapped in old leather, I'm a man who prefers his own company. Today's egg was overdone. I let the pot boil and boil, a match to my mood.
Your bitch ash is littered. Hard-boiled.
They say you can't make a cracked shell whole again. Maybe it's time I smashed it completely.
Bitch, pick up your mess! Coy, those are some troubling thoughts. Can anyone save Detective Hardyboiled from himself? I bet the inspector can. With us on the case, a happy ending is never far away.
Goofy. Okay. Well, what else do you have to say for now?
Sheesh, Naya. I work fast, but not that fast. Come back another day, will ya? Oh, before you go. Do you remember when I said I felt eyes on me? Well, I still feel like I'm being watched. Maybe I do have some addle-headed admirer after all.
Yeah, it's your transformed assistant who's an oglop that you hate now. That we haven't uncovered the method of untransforming yet, but yeah. Yeah. Anashu and Hildy are out and about, doing their own thing again. And that was it for that little quest. Like, man, I was expecting it to be a little bit longer.
Just a little bit.
We didn't really get much of anything about Spike. Except, like, he sure did have a really cool intro. He sure did. Huh. Okay. Well, that did time almost exactly with when I wanted to, or needed to take a break to go finish my curry. So, I'm gonna do that real quick. Before my alarm goes off. Hee hee.
Gonna set you all up with a little AFK screen while we do it.
Oh wait, that's the wrong side.
No.